Hello, welcome back to New Live with Esoteric Nexus.
Hello.
We are all Esoteric Liminal Horizon as a registered business now. Today we are going into spring and how it is celebrated around the world. We are going to take this next month and talk about the different countries and how they celebrate. And today we'll be going into the Nordic Empire.
The Nordic Empire.
Yes.
I'm just trying to join the live, guys. Give me a second.
We started a little late because my friend Bailey is moving away and I had to say goodbye to my friend.
Au revoir. Hasta luego. Ciao.
Yeah.
Hasta
She's
bye-bye.
growing. She's growing.
Sprouting her wings.
She's sprouting her wings. She's a grown-up now and she flew away. She flew from the nest.
It's really cool to be able to see people choose themselves and start getting that ball rolling and seeing their growth and seeing the excitement even through the struggle. It's like, it's just the best, you know. It's proof of growth is actually possible. When you can see it in others, it inspires yourself to keep doing more for yourself, and it's like perpetual.
Right, I want to be sad because she's gone. She's not in Billings anymore. She moved away. She'll be back and she'll visit, but she's not here anymore, and that's really sad because things changed.
Things change.
But I'm also just really excited because I know how hard it is to leave Billings. I don't know what it is, but there's just something that a lot of fear in leaving your hometown.
And it's a crossroads.
What's familiar
energy.
to you? Crossroads energy?
It's a crossroads energy. It's a place where Wyoming comes into Billings, North Dakota, South Dakota comes in through Billings. If you want to come into any other part of the states through the upper part of the states, you've got Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and part of California that have to cut through Billings to be on their way, whether it's down to Denver or off to Bismarck, what have you. So there's a big vortex energy, and it has a way of keeping you here or bringing you back, in my personal experience. One of these days I would like to, I don't want to say leave for good, but leave for a good amount of time where I don't feel like I'm being sucked back here.
You left right after high school.
I
did too. City? I went to Germany.
Yeah, well, I went to Miles City and I was there for 6 months.
But I immediately came back. But, I don't know. There's so much to be proud of for her. It's her first place of her own, away from her family, and she hasn't been so far away.
And she's doing the things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she got it all set up. Oh my gosh, new vehicle. Oh, there's just so many things to celebrate and growth there. And there's so much spring energy that you could attach to it too. Oh, it's just so beautiful. But before we get carried away, we can step into the Nordic Empire, which consists of Sweden, Norway, and Denmark, the little 3 fingers out there on the country.
Is Germany a part of that?
There's a lot of German influence, Germanic pagan influence into this spring stuff.
Right on.
Yeah, there's a lot of Germanic pagan origins.
That's wild.
There are.
Blossoms up and out. That's pretty cool.
But I suppose we could talk about what spring is as we're diving into it. Springtime is a time of renewal and rebirth. The egg. Rebirth. The springtime, the new grass, the new little shoots and flowers.
In our previous winter months that we've been experiencing, we've taken stock of what we're doing for the year, how we're getting ready for it, what steps we need to take, what mental blocks we got to get through. We spent 6 months on all of that. And now we're into spring and we got to take what we've taken stock, what we've accrued, what we've gained, and we got to start putting it into physical motion. And this is where things get exciting because you're getting yourself ready to be able to start doing the do during our summer and fall months, right? Well, in fall is harvest, but it's still its own form of doing.
We were in hibernation. We were accruing all this stuff. We were stocking up stockpiling for the winter. And now the snow is melting and the sun is coming back. The days are going to slowly get longer.
Mm-hmm. Which is a building of energy. It's a building of your opportunities to blossom and form. But you got to take those steps. You got to move yourself forward so that you can get closer to your opportunities. That means doing the hard things. You guys, like, when you start seeing the growth in your own things and you can appreciate it and be excited for it, it's a snowball effect. Yeah, so spring is like where it's at, and we get to celebrate taking on those steps into the doing phase.
Rebirth, new growth.
Different person. New year, new me kind of thing.
Yeah, in a way. I mean, in other places, New Year's is celebrated a little later. Like, I think over in Asia, the Chinese New Year starts
much
different.
Later. Yep. Wasn't that long ago, actually, was it?
I feel it was like a week ago. Oh my gosh, I have to pull the calendar.
I feel like, I can't ever remember if it's late January.
I remember talking about
February.
it though. The little red notes with money in them.
That was a while ago. I think that was like 3 or 4 episodes ago, wasn't it? I can't remember that far back. Don't ask me.
It brings me. There's like a tingle in my memory.
But
oh my goodness. So yes. So in the Nordic Empire, we are stepping into how spring is celebrated over there. Now, while shoot, being completely honest, the idea came of what we were going to do for the next month was talked about yesterday. So I looked up some of this today and a little bit yesterday. And I struggle bust in finding
a lot of traditions or
agreed upon. There was not a lot of
consistent
agreement.
History?
Recent scholars have not reached an agreement on the pre-Christian celebrations of spring. So between the 7th and 11th century was like the reigning Nordic Empire. And then after the 11th century was really when Christianity took over and King Olaf Triggerson really raised the churches and
that's hilarious.
Abolished all those
snowman in Frozen. That's its own jab. I love that.
Well, he was like the last Viking king, and he switched over to Christianity. He put a stop to all the pagan celebrations, the feast and the sacrifice, in favor of the Christian holidays.
Gotcha.
For like Yule and Easter are some of the really big ones.
That's wild.
Switch back over to the Christian celebrations. So finding all that was something. It was something. So what I did find was the month of the spring equinox is Eostur month.
I wouldn't know how to pronounce that.
Eostur.
It later turns into Easter.
I have a wonderful friend who will bring more clarity to all of this later on.
Oh, yes.
But I found a couple different celebrations. The one that kept coming up when I was looking for spring celebrations was Walpurgis Night, but that is celebrated May 1st, end of April, and that is to celebrate that it's summer. So that's not a spring celebration.
And they start summer in May?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
That's when Walpurgis Night.
Man, can I just say real quick, isn't Walpurgis mentioned in the ACOTAR series?
In the what?
ACOTAR series. Like, that's the only place I can think that name sounds familiar to me. And so
you're pulling from a different memory box. That was like different shows ago. I've watched 5 different series, maybe 10 different series since I watched ACOTAR.
No, that's the book series. The one with
that
what's
one.
her name?
I'm thinking of Arcane, not ACOTAR.
Oh man, I haven't even seen that. I've heard really good things about it though.
Rabbit hole.
You're right. Let's get back on track. Sorry.
Avatar. Gosh. Maybe. I mean, that'd be cool if it was. I'd have to go back and look.
Me
Anyways, that's more of a summer celebration. So the spring celebration that I did find was Sigerblatt. And that is the victory of light over darkness. And that one is spring.
Oh, I love that rendition. The light over darkness.
Light over darkness. Because
an acknowledgement of a truth.
What so is the equinox is when
your days start getting longer.
It's like the light and the dark balance out. So you have the same amount of time of light as you do dark. And from then on, the days get longer and the nights get shorter. And the summer equinox is when that's the longest night. And from then on, the days get shorter and the nights get longer.
It's like its own pulse. What if this season is like the pulse of the earth, like the earth's heartbeat? Because it's a waxing and waning of energies, of light and dark. Like, I just picture this when you're describing it.
That's a beautiful little visual for that. I like that.
Yeah. Staring at the light. I can see it as you're talking about it. That is wild.
So the spring months are split into two different sections that I could find. The Harpa, there are many when I was looking this up, there was a description that said Harpa is a very big female name.
Oh, okay.
In that area. And it is a month that is dedicated to women.
Oh, that's so cool.
The entire month. It's split funny because in the calendar now, it's from mid-April to mid-May. But that season is Harpa. So the month is dedicated to women, but all the feasts are in dedication to Odin. And Sigerbolt is celebrated by hosting just enormous feasts, massive offerings with food and drink, and you drink to Freya, and you make sacrifices and all the festivities and the merrymakings, and you're praying to the gods for victory in the upcoming battles or challenges ahead. It's also known as the charming of the plow. You're celebrating and you're hoping for good crops and harvest, and
trying to get everything.
The time to plant.
Trying to get everything the best that you can be for what you're planning, so you can get the best, man.
Or the victory blot, because you are hoping for victory in the upcoming challenges and fights ahead.
And it may very well be a battle back in those times, like, tribal wars and whatnot.
Yeah. And then the other spring month is Skerpla, which is mid-May to mid-June. And in the Icelandic traditions, the Icelandic migrants would take that time with all the light that they had and the good seasons to move if they wanted to. If they wanted to get a change of scene, they would take the mid-May to June, and there was a special week known as the Fardagar week. It was known as a festive season, and that was the specific week that everybody would get up and move if they wanted to. And people would be welcomed into other villages.
That'd be so cool.
You'd see people packing up and moving. Other people would
it's like
feed them on their way.
Student program, but like for anybody.
Yeah.
Come check out this village.
Festivus time to get up and move if you wanted to.
That's really cool because it like breaks down the whole even to this day when you're not from a small town and you're trying to move into a small town, sometimes it can be harder to be accepted into the community as a whole, just depending on the kind of person that you are. And
imagine having a whole week where it's just the time for people to move.
Yeah.
And there's people with their wagons full of stuff.
Getting ready to go meet a new
packing
village.
Parties.
new people, and you don't even know where those new people are actually from because of how many times people have the opportunity to just pick it up and go somewhere else for a hot minute.
When we're celebrating the the victory of light over darkness, of the sun coming back, there's lots of fires. We are celebrating the return of the sun with fires. We are holding to the warmth. We are
Or welcoming the warmth.
Welcoming the warmth back into our homes.
I like that.
Oh gosh, all the festivities. What a time! What a time! It'd be a good time to have a packing party then. If everybody chose to pack up and move on those days instead of, moving in the middle of winter.
And it would keep you from accumulating too much because you are in the habit of moving. So, you don't want to have to carry a whole lot of excess. You're going to carry what matters and maybe a little extra, but it really, it puts you in that mode of, I wouldn't say frugal, but not having excess, exuberant excess.
So in my last little bit of research, I've got this beautiful book here, The Way of Fire and Ice, The Living Tradition of Norse Paganism by Ryan Smith. And I've got an excerpt for the spring equinox, which is celebrated March 20th to the 21st. The spring equinox follows Yule in the calendar, where Yule represents the end of the year and beginning of the next one. The spring equinox is the time of renewal. Day and night are equally long, and each day after the equinox grows longer as night retreats. This holiday is called by many names. Two of the most popular are the charming of the plow, honoring the equinox as a time of fertility, and Sigerblot, meaning victory blot, which is when celebrants hold rituals calling for success over adversity in the coming year. The spring equinox is a time for celebrating the potential of the new year. The darkness of Yule has passed, and the promise of spring and summer lying ahead. Spring equinox celebrations are a good time for honoring the powers of fertility, like Freyr, Jord, and local land spirits, along with seeking aid in coming adventures.
Mm-hmm. Get excited, you guys.
Spring!
Make a mini plan for yourself. Start somewhere, even if it's just going to go visit Red Lodge. It's only an hour drive away. It's not too terrible far, and summer's a really good time to do that. They have the outlook at the top of the Beartooth Pass, and it's an observatory. You got little chipmunks you can go feed. Check out the beautiful surroundings. That's an adventure.
It's quite a drive. I don't know if I would make it at this time of the year.
No, definitely not. But plan it for. But we've got summer and spring coming up.
Yes,
yes. So
it's a good time to plan.
Mm-hmm. It's a good time to start getting things set in motion. Whether that's putting a little money off to the side to be able to save for when that time comes, or and
it's the time to plant seeds.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of seeds are you going to plant?
What do you want your year to look like?
So to end our little bit on the Nordic Empire, I found this beautiful exercise at the end of this chapter, and it is powerful. The world tree within can be incorporated into other workings or rituals and parts of your personal space. I would say it is probably a guided meditation.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, that's enough wording right there to be guiding somebody through something.
Yeah.
It is beautiful,
it is powerful, and I don't know. I think while we are thinking on what spring is and what happens in spring, on a bare level, what happens in the world. The snow is melting, and as it's melting, it is
watering
the ground and the seeds that fell in the fall, and it is giving new life to those seeds, and they're sprouting up underneath. It's muddy. It's still really cold.
but they're
but
getting
not as
started.
cold.
They're building the roots. They're starting to push their way up. The ground isn't going to be frozen for much. I mean, I know we've had 43 degrees for the last few days.
Yeah, it's been teasing, man. Whew, it's been teasing. So as we think on that, this exercise is called the World Tree Within. So if you want to get comfy, if you're not already comfy, and sit back and tune in for a minute, I'm going to read this guided meditation. And I hope it resonates with you. I hope you get something out of it. Might even earmark where it starts and save it as something that you guys can go back and listen to. It is powerful. So sit back and relax. This is the World Tree Within exercise from the Way of Fire and Ice book. When you reach your state, well, here, okay, so we'll start like this. Take a couple breaths. Take a couple deep breaths with me and get settled in. So take a deep breath in. And let it out. And breathe in. And breathe out. One more deep breath in, and then we'll start. And out. Now that we're settled in and in a state of restful calm, we can proceed to the next step, the book says. Focus your mind and your feelings on your spine. Feel it running from the base of your skull down to your tailbone. Feel the nerves that run through your spine and branch outward from it to the rest of your body. Now place your focus on the base of your spine and your tailbone and push your attention beneath you, pressing down into the ground under you. Visualize your focus moving through the earth, below like roots pushing into the soil. Continue going deeper and deeper, feeling the rocks in the heat as you press down and go further. Press your visualization on until you reach the earth's molten core. Feel the fiery heat pulsing in the depths of the earth. Bring your attention steadily back to yourself while keeping the awareness of the heat of the earth's core within you. Shift your focus to the crown of your skull. Push your visualization upward towards the sky, feeling your awareness grow like the trunk and the branches of a great tree. As you go, feel the coolness of the wind and the air around you. Keep pushing your awareness until it grows beyond the limits of the atmosphere and the cold of the space beyond the sky's edge. Feel the primordial deep chill of the stellar vacuum that lies beyond Earth's embrace. While feeling the heat in the roots of your awareness and the cold at the outermost branches, pull both of those feelings into yourself as swiftly as possible. Feel these opposing forces move through the limits of your extended awareness as they race towards your body. As they move, pull the roots and the branches of your awareness back into yourself. Slam both of the energies together within yourself. Feel the raw energy and the potential of opening and the reenactment of the moment of creation within you. Let this feeling fill your physical body, your mind, and your awareness. As you do this, keep breathing. Deep breaths. And sit with this new feeling inside of you for a moment. And then you can open your eyes. I can type it out and share it.
Or take a picture of it and share it.
Or that too.
That's a pretty small print, though. It's not terrible. It's not.
Nope, I could probably take a picture of it and share it that way. But it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, and I think it would be a beautiful way to sit and meditate about spring.
Think about what you're going to start doing.
To embody spring.
Mm-hmm. To get yourself ready for summer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you celebrate spring?
Well, I'm not going to lie, I really don't celebrate spring, but I will say that I am noticing the spring energy, and it's bringing to light the idea and understanding of why paganism does what it does for the spring equinox, because they're really stepping into that elemental motion, the motion of the earth. They're staying in tandem. It's like the whole, everything has its time and season. So it's really taking the time to sit down and really understand what that is. You know, our perceived idea of what it is, as well as like recognizing how much knowledge we actually have about it and where we can maybe improve a little bit on that. So that way we can have an understanding so we know how to move forward efficiently. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And for you guys, as we have done this podcast, this live, this whatever you want to call it, this group, as we've built it and formed it and we've gone through our steps, we have been growing. We are talking about the things that we were experiencing and how it got us to where we are. And now we're stepping into that next phase, and we're turning this group into a business, and we're propelling ourselves forward and seeing where it can take us. And so for spring, it's getting the certifications, it's getting everything set up for summer. So when summer comes in, we're ready to be able to take on a clientele. We're ready to step in. We have the process. We've done the homework. We're ready to move forward. So,
and you have a timeline.
So you will have this real timeline progression that you get to see and revert back to when you're having your own struggles. You know, like this is its own living proof, if you will. You get to see the process from start to finish
as we hone our skills, as you guys step into these.
Yeah, and as you guys follow along, I really hope that you're getting something from all this and making improvements in your own life, because like that's really what this is about. It's being able to get to a point where you can do the things that you've always wanted to do. You have the power, you have the tools. You know, from there it's just practice, right? And it gets easier with practice. So, you know, we want the best for you guys. We want to see you grow with us as we grow with you.
It's gonna help you. We got some knowledge. You got some knowledge. You share, we share.
Don't be scared to reach out, have a chit chat, get a reading, or what have you. Man, even just, I'm gonna say it, like, just having a conversation with Whitney is like having an intuitive reading. The cards aren't there. It's just discussion, but you're pulling a lot of understanding from where this person's at, what they're struggling with, how to go about it, and what they don't understand. We know how to ask the questions to like come to the understanding of where you're at and how to move forward with it, you know? And so I look forward to being able to reach out to more people. And I look forward to seeing what you guys do. Like share your
It's so exciting.
Share your stories. Let us know what your growth is. Post on our site, like that's the whole point of having the group. Like I guess we post inspirational things, but we don't really post like our own little mile markers. And maybe that might need to be something that
How so?
like
like I registered the business today.
Yeah, that's a good one. And being able to mention that on the
live. Oh my gosh, my burp just came out my nose. That burned so bad.
But also like posting the little wins. Like, man, you guys, I was really fighting laundry today and I got 2 loads done. And it doesn't have to be all the time. But if you start posting your wins on there, not only are you going to get that outside validation, which is a good booster, but you're also reaffirming it to yourself. You're like, oh yeah, look at that. I get to brag a little bit about something that I accomplished. And I get to do it in a place where nobody's going to pick on me for the little win. They're going to be there to support me. And yeah, like start getting interactive with us, guys. Open yourselves up and show us your growth.
We have been busy.
We have been
busy. I'm so excited. It really is some spring energy coming in.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It's real hesitant, but it's so exciting. It's growing. Growing is awkward. Sometimes it's ugly, and sometimes it's pretty, and sometimes it looks like you're going nuts.
But then you get that one person that comes along and they're like, oh my gosh, you are slaying it. You're like, oh, I am.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Surround yourself with those kind of people.
Yeah, buddy. All day long.
It was a good day.
Today was a good day.
It was a relaxing day. I took
day.
myself out to Perkins and I sat with myself and it was lovely. Have you ever gone on a date with yourself? I know some people are really weird about
being alone
in restaurants or going places by themselves.
It's liberating.
It is. It was real nice.
Surrendering to your own desire to just be.
I got myself a slice of pie. It was so nice.
Perkins of all places.
It was a Heath cream cheese pie. It was weird, but
a lot of old people go there.
I went outside of the norm. I usually get the peanut butter silk pie because it's always good.
Yeah.
And it's got like that fudge layer right between the pie and like the crust. There's layer of fudge. Oh, I live for that. But I went out on the limb and I tried something different. And it wasn't too bad. I still miss this silk pie, but it was cool to try something new. It was fun.
Awesome. And remember, guys, the only time that you really experience failure is on those choices you decide not to take a chance on. Like, think about it. Anytime that you could take a chance, you're not going to be any worse off trying to take that chance than if you don't do it at all, right? But if you don't do it at all, you never know. And there might be that one opportunity that you could have had just if you had just took that extra little baby step. So get out of your comfort zone. Like we've been saying it for months now. So if you're still stuck there and you're in your comfort zone and you want to get out of it, but you can't, like you gotta take the step out. You gotta do something just a little risque, something that pushes you to be like, I don't want to because I don't want to deal with what follows. Like, time to throw that excuse out the window. It's disgusting. It stinks. It's dirty. Like, at the very least, it needs to be washed. Just let it go.
We're all adults here.
Yep.
We're all adults here.
And sometimes us as adults need the harder talks. You need to be told to just do the freaking things, man. Like, I noticed when I've been really struggling with my executive functioning dysfunction BS with ADHD, and it is real, you guys. I'm sitting there. I've got my phone. I'm like, I can get on Udemy on my phone, and I can open up my laptop. It's all right here in front of me. But I am on this couch, and I'm just staring at my phone. I'm not even doing anything. I'm just staring.
Why am I scrolling it? It's like opening the fridge when you already know what's in there, but you still opened it again. This is the 6th time you opened it.
And so, like,
what are you looking for?
So last night or this morning, I woke up at 4:00 in the morning on my couch, and I was just like, Brayden, if you're going to wake up on the couch at 4:00 in the morning, it better be because you were doing work. Were you doing work? You were not. We need to have a talk. Like, you've crossed the boundary. Like, you've gone too far. You need to reel yourself back in, or you're going to go too far. And there's a good chance there's no coming back from it. Like, that can always be a possibility. So get yourself together, get your work done, make it a priority, because this is your moment. And if you don't take it, it's going to pass you by, and you don't know when the next one comes up. You don't know how much harder you have to work the next time. Like, work hard the first time so you don't have to work harder the second, third, and fourth time. You can do this.
It really helps to parent myself sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I get stuck in this, like, this is about self-love. I'm being nice to me. I'm being gentle with me. Yeah. Like, shut the fuck up, Whitney. That's an excuse. Again. Like, stop it. No, we're being nice. That's not nice. You said you were going to do this. That was what that talk with you was the other day.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what? You set a goal?
That's how I felt.
Sit on a goal?
That's how I felt when you're like, Brayden, I want to turn this thing into a business. It's like, oh, you want to do what? I got to do things now? Like, oh, okay.
I was so excited at the beginning of the year.
I'm still super excited. Like, I'm loving it.
I got it back. Since I registered the business today, I feel like
it makes
I
it all
finally
real.
did something. It is real.
And now you're like, Whitney.
Speaking of,
there's no going back, like, you are in it.
Next Wednesday.
What is next Wednesday?
What are we dropping next Wednesday, Brayden?
Oh, yeah. Darn it. I'm so sad we almost forgot that.
I didn't forget. I was trying to find a way to squeeze it in.
This is great. I love this. Catch me off guard. Next week we are going to be making a workshop available to you guys.
It will be dropped on the Ko-Fi site. You can...
We'll just add a link straight to I'll show you how to do it, but we'll just add it straight to...
It'll be absolutely ready to go. It'll be posted. It'll be ready.
And it's
for you.
And you'll have a PDF file so you can have your own worksheet. You don't have to copy it, pull it out, and then physically write it. You can read along and write your answers down on a piece of paper as you go through it, so you can fine-tune the whole process. And then we will add a couple of videos having our own renditions of how we process
said emotions.
They'll walk you
through the worksheet.
Yep. Because the worksheet is on emotions, understanding them better, getting more in depth with them.
That's our first workshop available. It'll be posted next week, Wednesday. Our first one of many that we have coming. We have many things coming.
We do.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're growth. These are the seeds we are planting.
We have more ready and in the works.
There's no going back.
Yep.
Man, there's a beauty in not being able to turn around and go back. When your only option is forward, and not in a dire circumstance, but honestly and truly, when you turn around and look at what you're leaving behind you, like, none of it is worth going back to, and you recognize that, and you're like, I guess forward is the only way. So now it's just like, I guess I gotta get excited about it, because I spent 30 years not being excited about life, and it got me nothing. So I guess I gotta do something different, or I'm going to be insane. Right?
I wouldn't say of nothing. Like, everything has led to this.
No, you're not wrong. But, like, everything, you get tools, right? So the last 30 years, I collected a big collection of tools. I've got, like, one of those mechanic drawers full of the nice fancy tools. So, like, I've got that to show for it. But when I look at all of the past experience that I went through to get to where I'm at, I'm grateful I'm where I'm at, but there's nothing about back there that makes me want to go revisit it. I have my happy memories. I'm grateful for them. I can reflect on them and enjoy that joy in that moment. But, like, I'm not over there like, man, I wish I was back in high school. Life was just, that was life, man. Like, I don't have that.
You're proud.
I wouldn't even call it pride. It's just more.
I'm proud.
Oh yeah. And I'm not deterring from that, but I am really just saying, like, you really come to a point where you recognize, like, there's nothing worth going back to. All of your comfortabilities are pretty much just smashed, gone, done away with, and been replaced with such better, awesome, moving forward habits and
Yes, but I still feel like there's a like, come on, Brayden, come on, just come on, we're going forward.
Yes,
come on, Brayden.
yes, and that is, and I think it'll always be like that. No lie, I think I will always struggle with that whole like something's pushing me. But man, if I've got something pushing me, then all the better, right? Like feeling pushed is one of the best feelings out there because that shows you that you're going a direction. It's pushing you. It's moving you. You are in the flow of things.
Yeah.
And that is a beautiful thing.
I'm super excited. So Esoteric Liminal Horizons is the Ko-Fi page. That'll be the hub for everything. That is where you can go for all your information. That's all the workshops. That's where you can go for the tarot readings. If you want to get a hold of Brayden, if you want to get a hold of me. And here in the future, we're working on it. Oh, you'll have one-on-ones available. That's what we're hoping for by the spring equinox. I'm just putting it out there.
And
if I put it out there, then we have to reach it.
Yes.
It's where it's going.
And the one-on-ones are great because they can be anywhere between one session to multiple sessions to like having a curriculum if that's what it takes. Like there are a lot of different options to be able to discover what you really need for the moment that you're in. So you can get the help and the advice that you need to just keep fucking going.
But I feel like the workshops are a good introduction into what it would be like to sit with me or to sit with Brayden.
Yes.
And, you could get that if you got a tarot reading or an oracle reading from one of us too, but maybe that's not your jam. So maybe checking out an intro workshop and how it goes with us.
And the cool thing about the intro workshops that we do is like we're not withholding any information. We're giving you the first set of steps that like really where it starts. And if that's something you grasp and you can run with it on your own, fucking great. That's awesome. Like that's really what we're looking for. But if it's something where you need to wrap your head more around of what you're dealing with, then like you've got somebody that you can reach out to that can help you figure out what it is that you want. We're not going to tell you how to live your life, not in any way, shape, or form. But we do have a lot of advice and a lot of ways to have perspective shifting, which allows you to keep moving forward as long as you make the choice to, do the things. You got to be willing. You got to be open-minded. You got to want to do the things that you're looking for advice for, or you're just going to stay stuck.
It's that spring energy, man. It's that spring energy. You got this. Oh, we got this, man. We got this. Oh, so excited.
It's a beautiful thing. 2025 is just a beautiful year all the way around. It's been crazy wild, but it's been by far one of the funnest years of my life.
There's so much growth. So much has changed. So many good things are coming to. Where are you putting your focus? Oh, how are you starting your days?
How are you? What is your view of life for the day? What's your scope on reality? Because that changes minute to minute, hour to hour.
Trying to stay on that. Oh boy, man. I'm so excited. Right. That was a good way to end.
Yeah.
On a good note.
Most definitely.
So many exciting things. We got tarot readings available, oracle readings. You got group meetings. You got the esoteric nexus. We started a business. And next week we will have a workshop available and more coming. All right, guys. You have a good rest of your Wednesday. Next week we are talking on...
Oh, I would like to say real quick, disclaimer. We don't have like college schooling. A lot of this is pulling for experiences. We are getting accredited in our fields that we are going into. So it's not going to be like some just slapdash. We're just going to, pull it out of our ass scenario. Like there will be professional guidance in all of this, but also like if you are having serious problems, consult a professional that is, in that area where you need that help, because we want you guys to be safe, so on and so forth. And we can't be getting kicked off of Facebook for trying to offer advice that we are not making clear is or is not at that kind of a professional level,
Yeah.
Honesty is the best policy, transparency and all that. We keep it truthful with you guys because we respect you and appreciate that you support us in the endeavors. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's good.
Cool. Salud.
Have a good rest of your Wednesday, guys.
Until next time.
And next week, I think we were. Man, that's what I was saying. Next week we're talking on. I'll post it.
But it's also spring equinox traditions.
Yes, we'll continue on with the theme of spring celebrated across the world.
We'll do that through St. Patty's Day. Yeah. Well, the week of, before, whichever. Depending on how it falls. I think it falls on a Monday, so the week before. Yeah. All right, guys, that's it. We're done. Bye.